The Upstate Racing League's Bartell Builders Big Block Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network is brought to you by Bartell Builders. New construction, repairs, and installs. Bartell Builders has you covered. The Weatherby. Personalized gifts and so much more. Key Graphics. Graphic design work. Eddie's Meat Market. No one beats Eddie's Meat.
Welcome in here, race fans, tonight to the Cedar Lake Speedway for the Bartell Builders Big Block Series presented by the Upstate Racing League. It is the Schoony's Country Market 50 here tonight, and we are getting closer to the end of the season, as there's just 3 races left. As we're here at the Cedar Lake Speedway, we head to the Knoxville Raceway next week before we head to the season finale at the Charlotte Dirt Track. So with just 3 races left and only 4 drivers who have picked up wins here in the Bartell Builders Big Block Series, who will be the first driver to go ahead and, the next driver, I should say, the first driver of the next, to go ahead and pick up a win this season. We're about to find out here tonight as these drivers are going to lay down 2 laps, so qualifying tonight for the Bartell Builders Big Block Series. Last week, Josiah Millen picked up his first ever win, and that was in his home state back in Pennsylvania when we went to the Lernerville Speedway in Savor, Pennsylvania. He was able to rip the lip and park that thing in victory lane. So who will be the next one? That's the same question. But this is one of the trickiest questions we're going to have all season because the Cedar Lake Speedway is one of the newest tracks to the iRacing.com platform. So that being said, these drivers probably don't have a lot of notes in their setup books to come here to this track. We do know there's bumps down in turns number 1 and 2 that they're going to have to avoid here tonight. At some point, the bumps are going to get crazy. The track's going to slick off, and we're going to ride to the high lane here tonight. Before we get ready to go racing, though, let's take a quick look here at our championship standings brought to us by the Weatherby. It's the Weatherby Championship standings. Justin Fuller right now has the points lead over the 99 of Cole Day. Then it's Josiah Millen, who just snuck himself into 3rd place with that win last week. Chris Brown from downtown, he's sitting there in 4th with the youngster of Dylan Rabtoy there in 5th. Robbie Schaefer, the Hamburg Hot Dog, he's got that Full Moon Garage there, sitting 6th in the championship standings, just 8 points ahead of Brian Hacker. Justin McDuff is 8th with Smitty sitting there in the 9th position. Doug Ungari in that 00, he is sitting 10th, so we'll see if Ungari, after last week's disappointing, he, from his words, says it was a disappointing finish at Lernerville. We'll see if he can rebound here tonight at Cedar Lake. But what do you say, race fans? It's just about time as we're getting ready. As our producer just told us, he forgot to pull the Bartell Builders logo down off as we showed the points. So way to go, Jimmy, over there. But hey, at least we're getting ready to go racing here tonight. Heat races are coming your way. It's the Best Colorful Creations Heat Race number 1 starting to take to the grid. As this is your starting lineup for heat race number 1. Starting on the front row, it's the driver out of Tennessee. He goes by the name of Racing Jason. This is the 98 coming out the gate, Racing Jason Dobbs. To his outside, last week's feature winner, the driver out of Pennsylvania, driver for the Keystone Motorsports Jordan Hen Racing, number 40. This is Josiah Millen. Starting in the 3rd position, he's had 2 wins this season. It's the 99 of Cole Day. To his outside, the other driver that has 2 wins on the season will be the 51 of Justin Fuller. Starting in position number 5, he hails out of South Glen Falls, New York. It's the 96 of the boss man, Al Smith. Starting in the 6th position, it's the Raised Iron Tubing, number 22. It's the youngster of Dylan Rabtoy out of Vermont. And the driver, well, he's from the Midwest. He drives the 136. It's Chris Brown from downtown. He'll start 7th. That's your 7-car starting lineup here for the heat races, as it looks like we should have 3 heat races tonight, so 3 heat races will be the distance. That's your front row. It'll be Racing Jason, Josiah Millen, Cole Day, and Justin Fuller. You want to talk about a stacked field here in the heat races? That's exactly what this one is here tonight. What do you say? iRacing pace car down and off the racing surface for the first time. Green flag up into the air. Let's put 12 laps. Heat race number 1. as the field storms down into turn number 1. They're 3 wide out of turn number 2. It was Cole Day, Justin Fuller, and Josiah Millen that were all 3 wide. Fuller going to try and use all the track as Racing Jason is sitting currently still number 1 on the board. Justin Fuller, though, working the inside of the speedway. He's going to take the lead. Dobbs with a little bit of a crossover move out of 4. It'll be Fuller, though, at the line that time. The driver out of New York leading. But the Tennessee boy says, I am here to play tonight. Fresh off doing some kickboxing. Fuller will lead that time once again at the line. So these drivers currently trying to pick themselves through the field. 3 wide, Millen to the outside, Day to the inside, being squished in the middle. That is Rabtoy. So Rabtoy being sandwiched in between those 2 cars. Rabtoy is actually going to take the spot from Cole Day. Top 5 will advance into the A main event here right out of heat race number 1. Still with 8 laps to go. Justin Fuller has taken the race lead, and now he has not let up at all. Our Best Colorful Creations onboard camera with Justin Fuller, who has now led every lap since he took it over from Racing Jason. Jason led the first 2, and ever since then, Justin Fuller came up here to party tonight. So Fuller started to extend his race lead. It's Fuller, it's Dobbs, it's Millen, it's Rabtoy, and Day. Looks like Chris Brown from downtown is a little off the race pace here. He's said to us early in the season that he's just not comfortable. Last week, finishing on the podium, he said, well, maybe I found something here with these cars. Maybe I got the handle on it. Right now, though, he is searching for something because the top 5 drivers are gone. And then it's Al Smith, and he's right there to boot with him. Rabtoy looking to the inside here on the 40 of Millen. Millen going to sail her off into the corner. He'll slide high. Here comes the Ray Diane Tubing Rabtoy entry. The Bicknell chassis, number 22. Looks like right now there's still a lot of grip in the track as they're trying to wear it in. The popsicle sticks will go in the air this time by at the line. It's just 2 laps to go here. Heat race number 1 right now on the speedway. Justin Fuller looking to try and take another heat race win to lock himself into that redraw position here tonight. Going to be the white flag, 1 lap to go here. Fuller's had 3 heat race wins so far this season. He's looking to pick up a 4th as it's the final trip around the speedway here tonight for heat race number 1. It'll be Justin Fuller winning it here with Racing Jason in 2nd. Rabtoy actually going to pull off the job. He's going to get 3rd. That'll put Millen to 4th and Cole Day in the final transfer spot, as Al Smith and Chris Brown will have to go to a last chance qualifier. Heat race number 2 coming up. As those drivers are on the starting lineup, this is your starting lineup for the Best Colorful Creations Heat Race number 2. Starting on the front row, it's the driver out of Canada. It is the 8-6 entry of Kelly Dahl. His outside, it's the Rowdy Energy Drink number 64 of Andrew Plank. Big Daddy Brian Hacker in the 11 Illinois got the Carbon Junction number 11 Illinois, started in that P number 3 spot. It's the Magic Bus Racing number 33R. It's the R&R Auto of Paul LaCourte. Starting in position number 5, driving the 926, it's the Schoony Country Market, number 926 of Richard French. And starting shotgun to the field here tonight, it is going to be the number 31B of Donald Bennett, the driver out of Kutztown, Pennsylvania, making his rookie campaign here with the Upstate Racing League. That is your starting lineup here for the Best Colorful Creations Heat Race number 2. It'll be another 12 laps the distance for these drivers. We'll see which one of them are going to be able to pick up this heat race, as Justin Fuller is the first driver to pick up 4 heat race wins of the season. Racing pace car down and off the racing surface. That means the green flag is up. Heat race 2 as Kelly Dahl just jumps out ahead of all these drivers. Hackers battling with Andrew Plank, though, down the back straightaway into turn number 3 for the first time here in heat race number 1. Kelly Dahl leading lap number 1, and then it's Andrew Plank. Now it's going to be Brian Hacker. Here comes the Magic Bus Racing. Oh, door slam. Paul LaCourte had to hit the hooks, and now Richard French had to hit the hooks, and he's driving the 926 here tonight. As you see, Donald Bennett just makes his way around, so Bennett will pick up the final transfer spot. Andrew Plank hard into the outside wall with the Rowdy Energy. He's getting too rowdy here tonight for Andrew Plank. Plank goes up into the outside wall. He'll lose fourth, he'll lose fifth, and now it's going to be Richard French working the inside of the speedway. Your race leaders have all gone single file. It's still going to be Kelly Dahl, Brian Hacker, Paul LaCourte, and you're watching the battle for the fourth position. Bennett to the outside in his 31B, and it's the 926 of Richard French down to the inside. French and Bennett going to make contact that time out of turn number 2. French had to get out of it as he's got the Johnson 12A, as fortunately we have lost Johnson just the other day. And it's actually Jackson, if I could actually read my notes correctly. Captain Jack. Up front, though, it is Kelly Dahl leading the way here with Brian Hacker, Paul LaCourte, Donald Bennett, and Richard French still hanging on to the final spot. Stat guy over here telling me I got it wrong, but I was right the first time when he told me I was wrong. It is Johnson on the side of that. That is the 12A. So they still continue to pass it back and forth here. 5 laps to go, and that's the final transfer spot. Both of them are locked in, but Andrew Plank is starting to close in on these drivers as they go ahead, as this is our Ski Graphics onboard camera here, riding with Andrew Plank right now. And it's still Kelly Dahl, Brian Hacker, Paul LaCourte, Donald Bennett, and Richard French, your final transfer spot here tonight. French still working the bottom side of the speedway. Bennett really lifting that left front off the corners. And now Richard French will take that position and try to set sail. Andrew Plank's right there as Donald Bennett gets out of shape. It's only going to be 2 laps to go at the line for these drivers. The white flag is going to fly this time by. Donald Bennett, if he wants to make the show, he has to stick and hold to that 5th position. He'll ride it high, wide around the outside. Here comes Plank, though. He's going to come down to the inside. It'll be Kelly Dahl picking up the heat race win. So Kelly Dahl will be a first-time heat race winner. In the final spot, going to be Bennett. So it'll be Dahl, Hacker, LaCourte, French, and Bennett, as that'll put Andrew Plank into the last chance qualifier. So 2 heat races into the books here tonight, and it's going to line up for our final heat race of the evening. Heat race number 3 coming to the starting grid just now. And that starting lineup looks like this for the Best Colorful Creations Heat Race number 3. It'll be the Empire Race Team, number 20, the Wegman Cerebral Palsy Foundation, Justin McDuff, starting P number 1. To his outside, nothing runs like a deer is what they tell me. That'll be Charlie Hayes, the 3rd, in the 015 entry. Starting in position number 3, out of New York, driving the number 4545, this is Justin Smith. To his outside of the Ungari Motorsports, 00, the Montana Man. Used to be the California kid, Doug Ungari, moving to Montana. He will start P number 4 here tonight. Starting in P number 5, it's the 9J of Brian Jones in the Schoony Country Market 9J. To his outside, it's the 1W out of New York. It's the Hudson Falls driver. This is Wade McDuff. Starting in position number 7. Driving the 53 Carbon Solution entry, it is going to be Colin Phillips starting shotgun to the field, and it looks like actually Phillips will miss the call to the starting lineup. So we're going with what we have. We have 6 cars onto the speedway. Racing Pace Truck off with the Speed Wagon, and we're Green Flag Racing, 12 laps on the books. Contact, Hayes going to go almost around in the 015 entry. Not sure if he was sleeping on the start, but that John Deere entry did not get going. Doug Ungari riding to the high side here tonight. Right on board here with Ungari. As right now he battles for that 3rd spot. Justin Smith, the modified racer out of New York, going to work the bottom side of the speedway. It's the Justin and Justin show up front here as we ride on board with Doug Ungari. He's got a front row seat to watch the battle out front. Smitty gonna work the inside. That's Justin Smith. So Smith takes the race lead here with 8 laps to go. That'll put Justin McDuff back to running in that 2nd spot. Doug Ungari is 3rd. Look at Wade McDuff work the bottom side of the speedway. The snap-on entry in the 1W. Hayes is back to running into that final transfer spot as we continue to watch the battle here as Ungari's trying to work his way. He gets around Justin McDuff as he works the outside of the speedway. Now here comes the Wayne McDuff, the brother to Justin. Which one of the brothers are going to be able to hang on to third here with 6 laps to go? 5 to go next time by. It'll be the hi, how are you? 5 laps to go. This time by at the line. Justin Smith, Ungari. Then it's going to be McDuff and McDuff with Hayes really working back onto the back here. He is coming. Brian Jones is just sitting there right now in the 9. It's supposed to be the 9J, but on his car, it's the 9A here in remembrance of their friend up in New York. As we get corrected out there, we appreciate that. Jumpin' Jack. Our notes are all kind of skewed from last week. It has been 1 week since we lost Jack. But with 3 laps to go, Justin Smith trying to park in victory lane. He has picked up 2 heat race wins this season as Ungari has got we're calling a left door full of the number 20 of Justin McDuff. So popsicle sticks in the air. The white flag coming next time by. It's still Smith out front. You're watching the battle for the 2nd spot. Final trip around the speedway here tonight in our heat races as you're watching heat race number 3. It'll be Justin Smith coming out of turn number 4. He'll pick up another heat race. That'll be the 3rd heat race win of the season for him. And Ungari gonna hang on for 2nd. Doug Ungari in the 00 out of Montana will pick up P number 2 with Justin McDuff in P3. As it looks like we're getting ready for a little bit of a warm-up session here. We're gonna work in the track a little bit here tonight before the A main event coming up in just a couple of moments for the Schoony Country Market 50 here tonight at the Cedar Lake Speedway. All drivers, I'm getting passed along the note, all drivers that did sign in here tonight will make the A main, so we're getting ready to go to that in just a couple of moments. Our invocation first, and we'll be back here with racing.
So proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave
The Upstate Racing League's Bartell Builders Big Block Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network is brought to you by Bartell Builders. New construction, repairs, and installs. Bartell Builders has you covered. R&R Auto Graphics. Look your best. Beth's Colorful Creation, the official cake provider of the URL. Schoony's Country Store, full-service deli and grocery store.
Welcome back here to the Cedar Lake Speedway, race fans. Hosts to the Schoony Country Market 50 here for the Bartell Builders Big Block Series presented by the Upstate Racing League. Are you ready to go racing, race fans? Under 30 seconds before we kick things off here tonight in your A main event. One late entry, it looks like the 2B of Brett Bartels has made it here to the Speedway, so we're at another one. He'll tag the back of the field here once we get things going. A main event coming up next, and as that A main starts to take shape here, take another quick look at your championship standings coming in. This is how they look coming in. This is the Weatherby championship standings. There you see Fuller just has a slim points lead over Cole Day with Josiah Milne. They're really closing the gap after last week, Chris Brown and Dylan Rabtoy. Will that be the same 5 here after tonight's A main event? We're about to find out because the lights are on and the stars are taking to the grid. This is your starting lineup for your A main event here tonight for the Schoony Country Market 50. Starting on the front row, hailing out of New York, the Aftermath 51, it's going to be Justin Fuller. To his outside, it's the 8-6 driver out of Canada, it's Kelly Dahl. Smitty in the 45 will roll off in the 3rd position. Racing Jason is 4th. Big Daddy Brian Hacker in the 11 Illinois Carbon Junction entry. He'll start 5th. The Doug Ungari, the Ungari Motorsports 00 will start 6th. 7th will go to the raised Iron Tubing, number 22 of Dylan Rabtoy. It's the Magic Bus Racing R&R Auto, number 33R of Paul LaCourte. He'll roll off from the 8th starting position. Justin McDuff in the Empire Racing Stables, number 20 will go 9th. It'll be Josiah Millen out of the Keystone Motorsports, Jordan Hen Racing, number 40, going 10th. 11th will be to the Schoony Country Market, number 926 of Richard French. The 1W Snap-on entry of Wade McDuff will go 12th here tonight, with the driver starting in the 13th position. That is going to be the 99 of Cole Day. 31B of Donald Bennett will roll off from the 14th position, where the 015, the John Deere entry of Charlie Hayes, will roll off 15th. The South Glen Falls, New York driver, the coach's corner, number 96 of Al Smith, goes 16th. Andrew Plank will start 17th with the 9J of Brian Jones in the Schoony's Country Market 9J back there in 18th. Chris Brown from downtown, he's got a long way to go. It'll be 19th, and the 2B of Brett Bartels back into the 20th. Colin Phillip will snag the last spot here tonight, but he will not take to the starting grid. So that's your starting lineup here tonight. As you see, all the big block modifieds, the beasts from the Northeast, are ready to rumble here tonight. 50 laps in the Schoony's Country Market A main, and it is underway as Fuller hits the gas, and boy, does he just let everybody sit in the dust. So Fuller lets everybody sit in the dust here as he'll come by. He'll lead lap number 1. Justin Smith side by side with Kelly Dahl. That's the battle for that 2nd position. Big Daddy Brian Hacker down to the inside of the number 80, or the 98. That's Racing Jason out there as everybody holding a side-by-side battle here. Ungari's battling with Millen back there. That's just outside the top 5. It's actually Ray Diane Tubing, 22 of Dylan Rabtoy. Oh, Racing Jason jumps the cushion. Up out of the cushion for the 98. He is trying to come back out of the gate, and boy, is he going to now have a long way to go. Racing Jason goes from inside the top 5 to back there holding on, trying to hold on for that 7th position because he's got Paul LaCourte in the Magic Bus Racing Stables entry all over. Still side by side. Oh, the 8-6 of Kelly Dahl up into the outside wall. Bicycles the car just a little bit. Gets that wheelie, the slap wheelie. Kelly Dahl going to lose a little bit of ground, but boy, he's going to try to go right back around the outside here. Trailer park around Brian Hacker. Will he be able to do it? That's the question. The Canadian and the Illinois driver Hacker, of course, winning last year's Pro Late Model Series on dirt here for the Upstate Racing League, and now trying to take it away from the announcer, Kelly Dahl. Contact, Ungari got to go up into the outside wall, and oh, he's going to get spun around. Ungari spins around. The caution lights are going to come on. Driver out of Montana. Tried to feel his car out. So Ungari going around to bring out the first caution flag. Looks like his modified is tracking straight for the time being. We'll see if he's going to be able to stay out there or if he has to come to pit road. Let's watch it back here and see what happened to Doug Ungari. He's battling with Brian Hacker there down into the corner. It's the left or the right rear into the left front for Ungari, and around he goes. I think that was possibly the 40 of Millen. See if we can ride on board here. There you see the contact with Hacker, sending Ungari up into the wall, and that was actually the 33R of Paul LaCourte in his R&R Auto. So Doug Ungari going to go around. That's what brings out the first caution flag. He'll tag the rear of the field here. As actually, it looks like his 00 is not actually tracking right as he came back by us that time. So see if he stays out. iRacing pace car lights are off, so Johnny Speedwagon will punch the gas and see if he can get out of here, as it'll be Justin Fuller choosing the outside lane here on this restart. See if he can get away or if the slider is going to come from Justin Smith. Pace cars accelerating, and now the racers are accelerating. Fuller going to go right back to where he was, and he takes the race lead. Here comes the 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker. That Carbon Junction, number 11, Pathfinder's chassis, has now worked his way up into second, but there's a battle back here. It's the number 22 of Rabtoy down to the bottom. He's trying to hang on 3 wide, a little bit farther back. Cole Day, Josiah Millen going to get stacked up. They get stacked up. Now Day's going to roll it down into the corner, and he's going to rocket ship through the middle. Look at Chris Brown. He has moved up 7 spots so far. There's the 96 of Al Smith Jr. Wayne McDuff making contact. 3 wide as now the 2B is going to get into the 96, and they all hang on to it. How they just hung on to that as they all made the contact, I don't know. Al Smith's coach's corner, number 96, is all sorts of beaten and banged up now. Day trying to still work the inside of the speedway as he can't quite get to the outside, and if he even did, the 96 of Smith is already there. Now he gets to the outside, he'll fall in line. That's the 1W, Wade McDuff right in front. It's the 1W, the 136. That's Chris Brown from downtown. He is working the inside also. 33R of Paul LaCourte just out in front of this group, as this is all the battles for 10th on back right now, as McDuff actually holds that 10th position. Everybody else has pretty much single-filed themselves out, chasing Justin Fuller out front. Fuller has opened up about a half-second race lead over Brian Hacker. Kelly Dahl still hanging up here inside the top 5 right now. He is that 5th position on the speedway. Gosh, and lights coming back out onto the speedway. 16 laps in the books here. Or at least working lap number 16, so it'll be 16 in the books when we go back to the racing. Looks like something happened to the driver out of Montana again. Doug Ungari looks like he has had a little bit of an issue here tonight. Looks like Ungari got up into the outside wall there on the straightaway. He'll turn that 00 over. Tried to pull her back to pit road before the race leaders got there. Right on board with Ungari. And that's what brings out the second caution flag of the evening. So a single car issue for Doug Ungari. So it'll be Fuller choosing the outside lane. Brian Hacker this time will be to his inside. Their restart with 16 laps in the books. Green flag back up. Here we go. Fuller, great start. Look at Dobbs. He'll run the outside also. Caution lights back on. Cole Day and Al Smith have made contact. Gonna have to watch this one back and see what happened. Cole Day behind Al Smith here on this restart. Smith goes to the inside. No, it looks like he just hit the hooks, and around both drivers are gonna go. Both drivers actually not having any damage to either of their vehicles, so right on board with Smith here on that restart. Goes down to the corner, and Jack's on him, and boom! Cole Day into the back rear bars. So they're both just tagged the back here. Cole Day, Al Smith tangling down in turn number 1. So right now it's Justin Fuller, Brian Hacker, racing Jason Dobbs, Dylan Rabtoy, and Justin Smith, your top 5 drivers here. As it looks like we're going to go single file as the iRacing Pace Truck lights do go back out here, so it'll be a quick yellow as there was no track maintenance really to do there as everybody just spun them around and kept going. So Fuller will lead Hacker down into the corner. The 926, French doing pretty good here. He's moved up 4 spots here. Trying to go after Kelly Dahl, the 8-6 entry. Wade McDuff looking down underneath his brother, and that's the 1W of Wade McDuff. That's Justin McDuff in the 20. Justin has picked up a win a couple weeks back as Wade's going to rough him up a little bit. A little brotherly love right rear. Nothing going to hurt right there. Might be a little awkward once the 4th of July party comes, but, you never know what happens between the brothers. McDuff still down working the bottom catfishing here tonight. Look at Chris Brown, high, wide, handsome. You know, Chris Brown hasn't been doing good in his heat races, but when it comes time to the main event, it seems like Chris Brown finds another gear. Now he'll pick up the 9th position as he goes around the outside of Wade McDuff. Starting to think Chris Brown just wants to start out back here in these A main events. Oh, one of them up over. That's the 33R of Paul LaCourte, tumbling, barrel rolling down into the corner. He'll get caught up into the catch fence. Paul LaCourte bringing out caution flag number 3 just before the halfway point here tonight. Looks like he gets the 33R back around, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do anything with it as that car is pretty tore up. Paul LaCourte going for a wild ride. So replay. Now it gets tight coming off the corner and just catches the wall, milling, and it looks like that was Hayes getting a little piece of it. So the driver out of Mooresville, New York, gonna have a wicked tumble. Knuckles probably were really dragging on the ground that time for him. Paul gonna have a lot of damage to fix on that car. Looks like the lights are out on the pace truck. 2x2 they come. Fuller and Hacker. Dobbs and Rabtoy. Green flag back into the air. And a great start once again by Fuller. And Hacker going to be able to insert himself right up to the outside lane real early. Rabtoy does the same thing. And Hacker going to jump the cushion a little bit. Hacker going to go up into the outside wall. Nerf bars there between the 8-6 of Dull and Smith. Fuller out for a Sunday drive at this point as we're getting close to the halfway point. Look at the raised eye and tubing, number 22 of Raptoy. Trying to get to the inside of Racing Jason. Not going to quite be able to do it. He'll go down. He'll use the tires to his advantage to try to get that 22 turn, but the momentum kicker from the Tennessee boy. Bulls Nation stays high, wide, handsome, and keeps them wound up here tonight. Look at the big scuffle back here. Wade McDuff, Chris Brown, Richard French, and Cole Day's right there. Contact. Day going to go around, and Millenhart into the wall. Millenhart into the wall, and we stay green flag racing. Everybody got it back under control, but Millen, Day, Smith all going to really take beatings right now. Cole Day going into the hot pits. He's going to be done with the 99 here tonight. Cole Day with 24 laps to go. Second place in your Willerby Points Championship standings is not going to have a good finish here tonight. We stay green flag. Chris Brown trying to work around Richard French in that 926. Brett Bartels missed his qualifying session and I believe missed his heat race. Had to start 20th on the grid here tonight. The last car getting through tech inspection just in time. And he's worked his way up to 10th. And with 20 laps to go, there's still a lot of room up there to go. One of them up into the outside wall. Jason Dobbs has brought out the 5th caution flag with 20 laps to go here in the A main event tonight. What happened to the good old boy? He was running in 3rd at the time of, the car drove in straight. Nowhere for Hacker to go. And then it lays it over. Right on board, there's ski graphics on board. Watch that front left. It's turning. It's not turning. And it lays it over. Nothing Brian Hacker was going to do. He had nowhere to go. That brings the caution flag out just after the halfway point home here tonight in the Schoony Country Market 50. Schoony's Country Market is a family-owned and operated grocery store and deli, full-service deli offering subs, sandwiches, french fries, pizza, and more. Spirit. That's Schoony's Country Market. Base truck off, 19 to go when we hit the gas here. Fuller with another great start. Look at Raptoy just insert himself to the outside lane ahead of Justin Smith. Bottom side for Brian Hacker in the 11 Illinois. He's trying to hope the bottom side comes in here tonight. As Hacker's going to slide up ahead of Kelly Dahl. Kelly Dahl going to give him the spot. One of them up over. And is that the John Deere entry? 18 to go, and the John Deere entry of Hayes has gone over. The season that started out so well for Hayes, the wheels have come off the final 2 weeks here. Running just outside the top 5. That's a hard impact. That is a hard impact to that right rear. Then look at Brett Bartels just barely squeezed between the wall. Just had a bad entry into the corner, and that's all it took when you're riding that high line. So it looks like Hayes will have to drop to the back here and see how much damage he really has. Are we going 2x2 as the iRacing pace truck lights are off? We will. We'll go next time by out of turn number 4. It'll be Fuller and Rabtoy on the front row. Hacker and Smith, row 2. McDuff and Dahl, row number 3. Green flag back up here. It'll be 16 to go. Oh, Hacker and Rabtoy going to make a little contact down there going into turn 1. Hacker hits the wall hard, and now he's back under power. But that's going to let Justin Fuller get away as the caution lights are coming back on. Caution lights back on. Al Smith. Being told Al Smith may be involved in this. Watch it back here. Let's find out. Now down to the bottom there, they're 3 wide. French in the middle, McDuff to the... Oh, the 96 just loses it. And, oh, Wade McDuff. Oh, Wade McDuff. It's a good thing he went fishing earlier today because his head's going to hurt now. He's going to have to relax and possibly just go fishing again tomorrow up there. See the 3 wide rubbing up there, and right there, that left rear just catches that left front catches the tire, and boy, a wild ride for McDuff. So there you see the 1W snap on. Held out tag the back of the field. 13 cars are remaining on the track. Single file restart coming here. We did not get a lap of green flag in, so single file here. Rabtoy gonna slap the wall down the straightaway with that raised eye and tubing entry. Can the only Vermont driver with 16 laps to go find something here to get around the 51 of Justin Fuller? Everybody has pretty much gone to the top side of the speedway. Only a handful of them down on the bottom. Charlie Hayes is one of them. He's trying to bring the John Deere entry back around here. He'll pick up a spot there from Bennett. That'll move Bennett out of the top 10. Bennett now going to be running into, it looks like, what would be the 11th position. But here comes Al Smith working the bottom side of the speedway also. From last to inside the top 10, the 2B of Bartels really wheeling it. Our stat guy, Johnny, got to sit down with Bartels, and, well, Brett has never seen one of these cars in real life, but here on the sim, he has found a new love for dirt racing, and that's with the big block modified. But Brett's got to go because he's got his other Midwest pal right there, the 120 or the 136 of Chris Brown. As Brett going to jump up there, hit the wall just a little bit. He'll bounce back off, but Richard French is going to take the spot, and they're going to make contact down into the corner, leaning on each other. And Brett's going to go from the way outside and get around. Now he's going to jump it into the wall, goes the 2B. Bartels all that ground he just made up, he's going to lose. Bartels now back to running 10th as he'll have Wade McDuff down to the inside here coming. 10 laps to go, though. Justin Fuller checking out. He has a second lead over Dylan Rabtoy. There you see Rabtoy off our bar camera presented by Best Colorful Creations. Fuller up there laying her off the outside wall. Yellow lights are on. Yellow lights are on. I'm not sure where the caution flag is here. Possibly the 2B of Bartels, I'm being told, may have something. Oh, it's right here with Kelly Dahl. The 8.6 360. Right there, a little right rear action from Richard French to Kelly Dahl, and round goes Dahl, and Dahl hammers right back into it. Everybody going around the outside of the inside to get around Kelly. Unfortunately, Kelly bringing out the caution. He'll drop to the back of the field. So while we have a second here, we got to thank all the sponsors that help out the Upstate Racing League. We got to thank Schoony's Country Market. We got to thank M&M Country Store, Eddie's Meat Market, Best Colorful Creations, R&R Auto, The Weatherby, and of course, Carpy's RC Wraps. Got to thank Bartell Builders, though, for being the premier sponsor here with the Upstate Racing League for the Big Block Series as the green flag comes back out. 8 to go, 13 drivers on that lead lap. Fuller got a great start again. Here comes Raptoy. He'll go to the bottom. Can he pull the slider here tonight for the race lead? Here he comes, the 22. Contact off of turn number 4. It looked like Raptoy was going to go ahead and take the race lead, but then they made contact out of turn 4, and Fuller pulls away. Fuller will pull away here, and now that's going to put Fuller to about a half a second race lead over Dylan Raptoy, Brian Hacker, Justin Smith, Justin McDuff, as they're battling back here. It's the 2B of Bartell's and the Bartell Builders 2B. As he's going to get into French. They make contact. Here comes the 1W of Wade McDuff. He'll say thanks for opening up the door, guys. Now they're going to go 3 wide. Bartell's to the outside. I believe that's the 96 of Al Smith. That was down to the inside there. They were 3 wide at the line. Boy, how they made it work, I don't know. Race leader, battle for the race lead again. It's the 22 of Raptoy down to the bottom. He is there. He's knocking on the door. If Fuller makes a mistake here, that Raptoy entry is going to be there. Raptoy going to go back down to the bottom side of the speedway in 3 and 4. It'll be the popsicle sticks this time by 2 laps to go. Raptoy bounced it off the wall down in 1 and 2 just the lap ago, and now it'll be the white flag lap. It's the money lap. 1 lap to go here. Justin Fuller out front. Does he have enough to hang on with that 22 of Dylan Raptoy there? He'll go to the bottom. Raptoy's going to chase him like the rabbit, chasing. And it will be Justin Fuller picking up his 3rd feature event of the season. Dylan Raptoy in 2nd. Justin Smith is 3rd. Brian Hacker is 4th. Justin McDuff rounds out the top 5. So Justin Fuller picking up another one here with the Bartell Builders Big Block Series for the Upstate Racing League. He'll go park it in victory lane, and post-race show coming up here in just a couple of moments. I'm sure we'll get to talk to the driver of that 51, as all eyes were on him here at the end. Fuller, Raptoy, and Justin Smith. After we take a quick commercial break, we'll be back here to wrap things up here in the Schoony's Country Market 50 from Cedar Lake.
The Upstate Racing League's Bartell Builders Big Block Series on the Turn 3 Racing Network is brought to you by Bartell Builders. New construction, repairs, and installs. Bartell Builders has you covered. Carpy's RC Wraps. The leader in RC car wraps. Find out more at carpys.com. Belden Motorsports. Racing to stop bullying. M&M Country Stores, the gas and convenience stop for the URL. The iRacing Asphalt Sprint Cup Series, racing Sundays and Tuesdays.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Cedar Lake Speedway for the Schoony's Country Market 50 here tonight for the Bartell Builders Big Block Series presented by the Upstate Racing League. What a heck of a show it was here tonight as all these drivers were battling out right around this bull ring. We thought last week was tricky at Lernerville. Well, this track is just as tricky, and it's newer to the iRacing.com server. So these drivers not having a lot of seat time, but it put on one heck of a show. Let's go down trackside, though, and talk to the driver of that 51 of Justin Fuller. Fuller, you picked off another one here tonight, giving you your 3rd feature event win of the season, and in dominating fashion here tonight. How was the track? How was the car? And how did it all come together?
The track was great. The top definitely started to go away there at the end in 3 and 4, which is, I think it's kind of common at this track. There's not really a cushion that builds up down there, so just kind of you slide into the wall. You got to be really careful down there, but really in 1 and 2, you grit that wall, and I really love running the top. If you can give me a top dominant track, I'm gonna be up there. So it was a lot of fun.
Well, tell me what's more fun, riding the top here at the Cedar Lake Speedway or using a controller at Weedsport?
Well, definitely running the top here. Weedsport, yes, I had a controller. Last week I had a loaner wheel from a friend of mine. And this week we got our brand new Fanatec gear out. And we raced last night in a truck series, got the win there, and we got the win tonight. So we're 2 for 2 with this wheel already, and ready. Looking forward to this. Got the confidence going, and ready for more.
So now tonight you're going to lead the Speedway here. You're going to extend the points lead over some of your challengers. 2 races left here. We're going to head to Knoxville and Charlotte. Are we going to be able to hang on to this points championship lead that we've built up so far this season?
Well, it looks like other than Chris Brown, looks like the other 2, Cole and Josiah, they had a rough night tonight. I don't know what happened. So we're definitely gonna build a cushion there going into next week. I'm not too confident about Knoxville. I'm not a big fan of that track, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm looking forward to Charlotte. So, yeah, I just got to get through next week, I think, and we'll be fine.
Well, before we let you go celebrate this one once again, Justin, the red carpet rolls out and the microphone is yours. Who's on the side of the 51 this week?
I got to thank all the admins at the Upstate Racing League, Al Smith and everybody for putting this on, everybody that races here. What a series, what a league, and everything that they do. Thank you for putting on the broadcast with Turn 3 Racing Network. I'm sure I'll go back and watch this back tomorrow when I'm at work like I always do. I got to thank all my teammates at Aftermath Motorsports, Trey Edson for keeping me looking good. I got to thank Schoony's Country Market. I hope I said that right. Al always messes it up, so I guess if I mess it up, it'll be all right. Thanks them for sponsoring the race. I got Green Bulldrome and Merrill's Farm on the side of this thing. Yeah, that's about it, I guess.
Well, he's now won 3 A main events here this season. That is the driver of the 51 of Justin Fuller. He will win once again here tonight. And coming up next, we were going to have the number 22 of Dylan Rabtoy, but it looks like Rabtoy has taken his raised die in tubing, number 22, straight back to the garage area, so looks like he will not be here to interview. But Rabtoy had a great chance to get around the 51 as he went to the bottom side of the speedway with under 10 laps to go, and then they made a little contact there, and Rabtoy was just not able to really rebound. Threw a couple of shots at Fuller, but was not able to quite get there. Rabtoy, though, will finish on the podium for the second time this season. Congratulations to the youngster out of Vermont. Coming home in the 3rd position, he drives the number 45, and this is the 45 of Justin Smith, the driver out of New York. Justin, a great run here tonight at the Cedar Lake Speedway. Where did the 45 find the speed tonight?
Yeah, I was, to be honest with you, I'm just pumped to be talking to you right now. It's been a tough season. I mean, I've been fast in time trials and fast in practice, and I just can't seem to get it to transfer over to a feature, but I think things are finally starting to come together.
Yeah, you race back home at the Weedsport Speedway here on iRacing anyway, we should really say, and that one didn't really work out, and then we went to Lernerville, and that one really didn't work out. But what about the Cedar Lake Speedway that really came together here tonight?
I think I really relate to this track. It's a lot like, kind of like Albany, Saratoga, which is our home track, and it's a little bit of Devil's Bowl too. It's just kind of the style of track that I have around me, and I've always felt super comfortable here.
Well, you do good here tonight. We are winding the season down, so it's a great chance here to take the momentum you gained tonight and roll it into the final 2 races of the season, but they happen to be at the 2 biggest tracks we're going to head to all season. Is the motor department ready to head to Knoxville next week?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Every week it seems like is a huge learning experience. I haven't been on the iRacing service for really long, and every time I go to a track, I feel like I got to learn it, and that one kind of worries me a little bit.
Well, come on. They race sprint cars there. It can't be that hard to get around that track, right?
No, I've had a little bit of experience here and there, and 358s and open set stuff, and I feel comfortable once everyone gets spread out, but it'll be fun. It'll be something new.
Well, a podium finish here tonight, Justin. You pick up your first podium as you picked up a couple heat race wins here this season, but who makes it all possible back home there in Wilton, New York?
First off, I'd like to thank Al for putting on the league and getting me involved in this whole iRacing deal. It's been a lot of fun. And I'd like to thank Schoony's Country Market for sponsoring the race tonight. I'd like to thank my buddies that have helped me along the way, Colin and Brian, and everyone that supports me, 45 Speed Lab, Bisson Excavate, and DE Designs. And I'd like to thank the lady at home. She's a bit early, but finally pulled off a podium, so I'm happy with it.
There you hear from the driver out of New York. He'll pick up his first podium finish of the season. Justin Smith brings that 45 home in that third position. Congratulations to all the podium drivers here tonight that are able to pick up solid finishes. Fuller picks up his third feature event, also picks up his fourth heat race win of the season. Rabtoy picks up his second podium, and Justin Smith picks up his first podium of the season. Let's take a quick look here at our unofficial results here as we get ready to leave the Cedar Lake Speedway. Justin Fuller, Dylan Rabtoy, Justin Smith. And then it was Brian Hacker, Justin McDuff, Chris Brown, Charlie Hayes right there in 7th. Wade McDuff is in 8th with Brett Bartels there in 9th. Richard French was 10th. Al Smith Jr. was sitting there in the 11th position. Then it was Donald Bennett and Kelly Dahl, 12th and 13th. Josiah Millen was 14th with Cole Day sitting there in the 15th position. He'll lose a lot of ground on that championship standings to the 51 of Brian to Justin Fuller, as Fuller is going to really extend that lead now. As it looks like finishing behind him was going to be the number 33R of Paul LaCourte in 16th. Then it's going to be the 98 coming out the gate of Racing Jason. He finishes 17th after having a very strong car in the early showing of this one. Finishing back there in the 18th position, it's the 9J of Brian Jones. 19th is going to go to Andrew Plank, Doug Ungari in 20th, and Colin Phillip in 21st position. That is your unofficial results here tonight for the Schoony's Country Market 50. Take a quick look here, though, at our Tough Luck Award. This is going to go to Al Smith Jr. He was our Tough Luck Award recipient as he had the most beaten and banged up wounded cars here tonight. See him looping around right there, and right there, Wade McDuff getting up and over. That is your Walden Motorsports Racing to Stop Bullying Tough Luck Award for Al Smith. But what a night it was all in all here for these drivers. Justin Fuller, remember, picking up another win here with the Upstate Racing League. And who's going to do it next week when we invade the sprint car capital of the world at the Knoxville Raceway for the Bartell Builders Big Block Series? You're going to have to tune in just next week on Thursday night to find out before we have 1 week off because, well, the Big Blocks, if you haven't heard, are headed to the Bristol Motor Speedway, and yours truly is going to be down there. So we had to kind of work the schedule in the off season to fit our schedule to Bristol around. So we head to Knoxville on April the 15th before we head to Bristol in person. Before then we head to, it looks like, which would be the championship night at the Charlotte Dirt Track. But race fans, for everybody at the Schoony's Country Market, everybody at the Bartell Builders, and, of course, the Upstate Racing League, I'm Roger Muth with the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope you enjoyed this program here tonight as Justin Fuller picks up the W. We'll see you just next week when we roll into Knoxville.